So in this video, I wanted to finish up on our discussion on how to do pH calculations. So again, there are three main equations that are needed to do this. And these are all equations that are found in your reference guide. So the pH equals the negative log of the molarity of the hydronium ion. pOH equals the negative log of the molarity of the hydroxide ion. And then you have pH plus pOH equals 14.00. All right. A lot of times people will just say 14, but again, that's so that if you're paying attention to significant figures, you could do that. All right. So again, these a way that you can get between one to the other. You can go between pH and H3O plus using this equation right here. You can go between pOH and OH minus using this equation right here. And you can get between pH and pOH using this equation right here. All right, so that way you can, if you're given any of these, you can get to the other. All right, one other guideline to remember about this is, as far as pH is concerned, if the pH is less than 7, it's considered acidic. The lower it is, the more acidic it is. All right. If it's above 7, let me move this for a second. If it's above 7, it's basic, and if it's equal to 7, it's considered neutral. All right. So as far as the math, we'll go ahead and review this using these two examples real quick. So both of these go between pOH and OH minus. All right. One is just the reverse process of the other. So again, let me write down this equation. All right, so for the first one, we know the the hydroxide ion concentration. All right, so that would get plugged in right here. All right, so plugging that in, and again, when you plug it in, you'll have molarity as a unit right there, but when you put it in your calculator, you just ignore the unit. All right. So the order of operations, and again, this could be different based on your calculator, but for a lot of calculators, it's going to be negative, all right, log. There's a log button, should be a log button somewhere on your calculator. If you don't have it on your calculator, you're going to need to find one that does have it. 4.21 times 10 raised to, and on a lot of calculators, it's this symbol right here, minus 9, and then hit equals, all right? And I'm getting 8.36, right? So for this one right here, we're going to use this equation, but here we're provided with the pOH, all right? So in this equation, we're gonna do 2.39 equals the negative log of the concentration of OH minus. All right, so what we're going to do here is first we're going to change the signs on both sides. All right, and again, it's the same thing as multiplying both sides by a -1. All right, and then to do at this point, you're going to do 10 raised to on both sides. All right, so again, whenever you do 10 raised to the log of something, it equals that something. All right, so that side of it becomes OH minus, and then with your calculator, you're going to do 10 raised to the minus 2.39. And if you do this, again, you raise it 10 to the negative 2.39, you end up getting this number right here. All right, if you wanted to express it as scientific notation, it would be this. Remember, since we're moving the decimal to the right, that makes the exponent negative, and you have to move it 1, 2, 3 times to get it there. So this is what you would get. All right. Notice that when you're giving the, since this is a molarity, you need to put a capital M here. That's to indicate the unit. All right. You know, technically you could say mole per liter. All right, but generally you just put capital M. All right, so I wanted to point out one way that you can check your answer to make sure that it's reasonable. All right, so even though you put the number in the calculator, there's something about the original number that should be true, all right? And the thing is, what the pH is most, or POH is most related to is the exponent right here. If you have done your answer correct, your number should be within 1 unit of the negative of this number right here. All right. So if we think about what that exponent is, a -9. All right. Turn that into its negative value? That makes it a +9. All right. And compare that to the number that you calculated. All right. Notice that it's within 1 unit of that number. All right. We can do the same thing down here. Okay. Take the original. Take our molarity, all right, which is -3, turn that into a +3, and compare that to the original number that we had. All right, and notice that that's true. All right, we can go back up to the examples that we did before, and you find that those are also true. All right, so whether you're doing with pH to the concentration of hydronium, or with the POH to the concentration of hydroxide, that relationship is always going to be true. All right, notice here, if we took the opposite of that, that's +8. That's within 1 unit of the number that we calculated. All right, so let's use that let's do some calculations with this. All right, so let me space down here. All right, so it says, what is the pH if the POH is 8.23? All right, so if we think about those equations that we have, all right, so we've got pH equals -log H3O plus. So we've got these 3 equations right here. Actually, there should not be. That's just POH. All right. And again, the P is going to be lowercase when you write it this way. All right. You can see that in this transformation, all we need is this equation right here. So to calculate this, if you're given one of these, all you have to do is subtract it from 14. All right, so you get 5.77. And if you had to identify this as being acidic or basic, this would be acidic. All right, next one. What is the pH of a solution whose hydroxide ion concentration is 2.39 times 10 to the -10? All right, so let's think this is not just a one-step process. So let's think about a strategy. We can turn OH, or the concentration of hydroxide, into a POH, and then we could turn that into a pH. All right, so this is actually going to be a 2-step process. All right, so let's do the first one. Let's take, say that the POH equals the -log of the OH concentration, which is 2.39 times 10 to the -10th. And so our POH ends up being 9.62. Notice that this number is within 1 unit of the negative of that exponent right there. All right, we can then turn this into pH. So when you do that, you're just subtracting this number from 14. You get this number right here. All right, one thing I do want to point out is that both POH and pH are unitless. All right, so when you say that the pH is 4.38, there is no unit after that you have to say. All right, last problem. What is the hydronium ion concentration if the hydroxide ion concentration is this right here? All right, so this is actually going to be, there's actually a way to do this in one step. I'll mention at the end, but the way that a simple way is just to use these the 3 steps that we've been using. So we can turn the OH concentration into a POH, we can turn that into a pH, and we can turn that into H3O plus. Okay, so following that operation, we're going to plug the molarity into this equation right here. That allows us to calculate the POH. We can then turn that POH into a pH by just subtracting this from 14. And then we have this equation right here. So we plug the pH into where we have the pH right here. All right, so that gives this right here. Again, the first thing that we're going to do is change the signs on both sides. And at that point, the last thing that we need to do is do 10 raised to those on both sides, giving an H3O plus concentration of, we'll do 10 raised to the negative 11.59, and we get 2.57 times 10 raised to the negative 12. All right, and that would be in terms of that one does have units, and that would be moles per liter. All right, or you could say molar. All right. I did mention, and feel free to ignore this last little bit if you're comfortable with this method. But there is actually a way to do this in one step, and that is to take advantage of this relationship that I mentioned in the video earlier, which was that whenever you've got hydronium and hydroxide in solution, one times the other, always the product of that is always 10 to the minus 14. All right, so notice that this equation right here gives us this right here. We could, if we wanted to, we could plug that directly into this equation right here, and what that would tell us is that H3O plus is equal to 10 to the minus 14th over top of 3.88 times 10 to the minus third. And if we do that, hopefully you can see the number that comes out on my calculator. It's right here. Notice that it's essentially the exact same thing as this. All right. The reason that the last digit is slightly off is just from rounding. All right. Which is not that significant. All right. So the thing about this is, what I find is a lot of times people don't, don't necessarily care to use this one right here, even though it does allow you to do this in one step. And that's because, it just requires you to memorize one more equation, where technically you can do everything you want to with these three equations right here. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. And I will post a practice worksheet for you to practice that on.